What's up, guys? How's it going? Last video we worked on looking at this diff a little bit. Learned that there's a little bit too much chatter in between gears. That's why I was making that really bad noise that I was talking about, but it's all good. So we've got this new one here. Gonna clean that up, throw it in the 240. But for now, I want to work on painting or getting the bay ready to paint a little bit. I want to start by uninstalling all of this stuff, sorting out all of the whatever's going on over here with the wiring, and just start stripping and sanding and getting it ready to shave and paint over the next couple days. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so I think the first thing I'm going to be doing is start to take off like the power steering reservoir, booster, things like that. Start cleaning up as many lines as I can, covering up, kind of tucking them away, getting them out of the way, so I'm able to just hop in here and sand and paint freely. I don't know about you guys, but especially with wiring projects like this, all of this gets very confusing. So one thing that I like to do is take a lot of pictures and label as much as I can, especially if I know it's going to be apart for a little bit, because I have goldfish brain and cannot remember. I've noticed that like with a car like this, especially something older that you're taking apart, keeping yourself organized and keeping track of where everything is makes the whole build process a lot easier. So yeah, just been doing that and just keep chugging along. All right, so I was inside the interior because I was working on disconnecting the ECU and pulling the wiring harness through. And after looking around for a little bit, I have found something interesting that I want to show you guys. If you watched the last video or not, I mentioned how this car was out in storage for a little bit. It was at a house in the desert, so that's kind of why pack rats got to the wiring harness, things like that. But if you look down here and over in here, we've got some snakeskin shedding. I don't own a snake, so I haven't come across one yet, but we might have a small friend joining us in the build. I guess we'll find out. If this video isn't posted, I died to a snake bite. Alright, so I did some more searching. Looks like there's no slithery friend in the car. We do have this one though. Got most of the harness out. It's looking pretty complicated. And this is kind of an example as I was talking about in the last video. If you did not watch, I was saying how this side harness here needs to be tucked because you don't have that much room in between the wheel well and the harness, and it started rubbing through. This is an example of that right here. This was on the other side. The wheel well started rubbing through a little bit. It doesn't look like we got to any actual wires yet, but that probably would have become super annoying down the line. I'm getting closer and closer to the realization that I need to do a whole new chassis harness as well. There's just, with this car, so much spliced and thrown together in this that I have no idea where anything is going. So thinking might just be easier to start new fresh. I'm gonna have the ECU anyways. I'll throw the ECU, the new wiring harness and the new chassis harness all together, and it'll basically be a brand new car electronically. I don't have to worry about any electrical issues. Don't be chasing them at the track at any time. So yeah, just gonna keep working. I'll probably set up a little time lapse for you guys, but just the wiring harness is really tedious, so I wanted to get that out of the way. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so forgot to do a time lapse, but this is what we're looking at. I decided, since I'm gonna be going full wiring specialties, everything, chassis and engine harness, that I would just make it easy on myself and snip it. It's definitely not the best way to do it, but like I said, this harness sucks, and this is honestly just the easier option. And then just do the wiring specialties harness down the line, It'll make my life a lot easier, clean up the car a lot nicer. But yeah, that's what we're working with right now. The bay actually looks so much cleaner without the wiring in it. So next step is I'm gonna take off wiper motor, cover up or clean up all the booster and all that stuff. Disconnect these lines right here and just tape them up. Take off the booster, clean it up, do all that stuff. And then yeah, after some degreasing and cleaning, it should be ready. So yeah. Alright, so guys, it is the next day. Got the car pushed out into the driveway. Got the roommate's car covered. And we're just gonna start cranking out the cleaning. I've got some stuff taped off here, fuel lines, power steering lines, stuff like that. And yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so this is what we're looking at right now. Got the engine all sprayed down and degreased. Gonna give it one final wipe down, and we'll see the transformation. All right, so that's what we're working with. I've gotten most of the paint off. There's still a little bit that stayed, even despite the stripper and the pressure washer. I'm gonna grab some sandpaper and Scotch-Brite and go to work on the rest of this paint. After that, it should be ready to mask off and start priming. And yeah, so we're just gonna work on that right now. Alright guys, after I filmed those clips, took a break for the day. It is now the next night, and I am gonna push the 240 inside and do a little work under the garage lights. All right, so about an hour later, we have got the engine bay all masked up. A cool tip to make masking engine bays easier for you guys, just grabbing some cheap aluminum foil, and it makes it super easy to wrap brake lines, fuel lines, boosters, just any little thing that has weird angles or anything. It makes it a lot easier just to kind of wrap around, easy to use than tape and newspaper. It doesn't stick weird and it just kind of sits exactly where you want it to. But yeah, I'm gonna start grinding away at a couple of things here. Got little bits of like metal trim and a couple little just random spots that I want to grind away. And then yeah, I'll check back when I'm done with that. All right, so got the engine bay, or the rest of the car completely masked off here. Got the sides, tires, windshield, all that stuff. This means we should be good to start laying down some primer. So. All right, so my face probably looks fucking crazy right now because of the mask, but we've got the primer laid down. Did about 3 cans of just this like Home Depot Rust-Oleum filler primer stuff. Actually worked pretty well. Did some pretty heavy coats, did about 2 coats, and seemed to cover really nicely. And now that the primer's on, I'm starting to think I need to clean some of this up. I might fully cut the tub right here, but we'll see. I don't know, see how far I can get, try to make this look clean. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. I'm just gonna let it dry for a few minutes and then start laying down the base coat. We've been seeing this everywhere on the internet. We've got the turbo can here. It sprays crazy, like it's huge, the spray pattern of it. So I think it should be really easy, really quick. One thing I am worried about is getting in like the little crevices like down here, back there. But worst case, if I need to, I can just go buy a small can of white and do some touch up wherever I need to. But yeah, this is what we're looking at right now. We'll start painting it soon. Alright guys, so that the engine is done being painted. It's the final look here. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. Not too sure what I'll be working on next. I think I'm just gonna be getting the engine and trans back together, work on throwing that back in the car, throwing the diff, the drive shaft, exhaust, all that stuff on. I'm still gonna have to wait a long time for the wiring harness, but that's okay. I'll just get everything as set up as I can before that. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Peace out.